Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness breaks $800 million barrier. Disney's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is defying mixed fan reception to deliver the goods at the box office. With $31 million domestically and another $40 million internationally in its third weekend, the film's worldwide haul now stands at $803 million. Directed by Sam Raimi, Doctor Strange 2 has made $342 million in the US and another $461 million overseas. IMAX accounts for $55.8 million. Crucially, the film hasn't played in the world's biggest movie market, China, and Russia, where Disney has imposed sanctions amid the ongoing Ukraine conflict. Once the dust is settled, Doctor Strange 2 is expected to conclude its international run with around $950 million. While that's nothing to scoff at, a $950 million finish would put the film at the 11th spot on the Marvel Cinematic Universe's all-time worldwide box office list. It pales in comparison to the nearly $2 billion that its immediate predecessor, Spider-Man: No Way Home, made recently. Released in December to significantly more positive reviews and fan response, the Sony release featured Benedict Cumberbatch's superhero in a prominent supporting role. Many had expected, thanks in no small part to Cumberbatch's comments, that Doctor Strange 2 will be a multiverse-hopping adventure on par with No Way Home, which united 3 generations of Spider-Man stars. But audiences were surprised to see a superhero sequel that dared to buck franchise tropes and displayed Raimi's unmistakable directorial trademarks. The filmmaker is perhaps best known for his original trilogy of Spider-Man films, but broke onto the scene with the DIY Evil Dead movies. In Doctor Strange 2, he returns to his roots. The film is dominated by his dynamic camera work, tongue-in-cheek humor, and camp horror. Collider's own Ross Bonham wrote in his review, Multiverse of Madness succeeds when it presents Raimi's gifts as a director, but falters through fan service and trying to one-up what came before. Overseas, the film's biggest market is South Korea, $45.9 million, followed by the UK, $43.8 million, Mexico, $35.7 million, Brazil, $29.2 million, and Australia, $23 million. Even though it'll face tough competition from Top Gun, Maverick next weekend, Doctor Strange 2's decent haul suggests that it won't be entirely obliterated in the coming weeks. Don't forget, it's the biggest film of the year, and the second biggest of the pandemic era. Elsewhere, Sony's Uncharted finally crossed the $400 million mark worldwide, and Universal's The Bad Guys crossed the $100 million mark internationally. Bong Joon-ho's next film adds Naomi, Ackie, Toni, Collette, Mark Ruffalo. Parasite director Bong Joon-ho's latest has just found 3 new stars in Toni Collette, Naomi, Ackie, and Mark Ruffalo. It was already announced that Robert Pattinson will be starring in the film that is based on the novel MICKEY7 by William Ashton. The film, which Bong is writing and directing at Warner Bros., currently does not have a title. The novel, which was released earlier this year, told the story of an expendable employee on an expedition where he already died 6 times. MICKEY7 soon starts to realize things he shouldn't, and when he is presumed dead, MICKEY8 is left to pick up the pieces. Bong is also producing his film adaptation of MICKEY7 for his production company Offscreen. Doho Choi, Dede Gardner, and Jeremy Kleiner also all serve as producers. Supposedly, Ashton presented Bong with his unpublished novel back in 2021, and rumors then started going around that Bong was going to direct a film adaptation of the hotly anticipated novel. Several A-listers were vying for the lead role, which eventually went to Pattinson. MICKEY7 is set to start production this August in London and conclude in December of this year. In addition to 2019's Parasite, Bong is known for directing the films The Host, Snowpiercer, and Okja, among others. Bong is currently working on a Parasite series for HBO from Warner Bros. Discovery, with Choi, Adam McKay, and Kevin Messick serving as executive producers. The film Parasite was a huge success and made history multiple times, once by being the first South Korean film to win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival and the first non-English language film to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Parasite is considered one of the best films of the 21st century by many, and in 2020, Bong was named one of the year's 100 most influential people by Time. Collette is a legendary actress known for appearing in many notable films including Muriel's Wedding, The Sixth Sense, Little Miss Sunshine, Hereditary, and Nightmare Alley. Collette can currently be seen on the small screen in HBO's miniseries The Staircase and will also appear in the upcoming films The Estate and Mafia Mama. Ackie is known for appearing in The End of the World, Star Wars, Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker, Small Axe, and Master of None, and is set to star as Whitney Houston in the upcoming biopic I Wanna Dance with Somebody. Ruffalo is most known for starring as the Hulk in the MCU, as well as appearing in the films The Kids Are All Right, Foxcatcher, and Spotlight. Bong Joon-ho's MICKEY7 film adaptation does not currently have a release date. Here is The Umbrella Academy Season 3 release date. Season 3 of The Umbrella Academy will premiere in June 2022. Inspired by Gerard Way and Gabriel Bier's comic book series of the same name, the Netflix hit series is bringing back the beloved Hargreaves family and introducing some new characters to the show in the process. The Umbrella Academy tells the story of the Hargreaves family, unique, dysfunctional, and powerful. That story begins on October 1, 1989, when 43 women mysteriously became pregnant and gave birth. None of them were pregnant the day before. An eccentric billionaire named Sir Reginald Hargreaves then adopts 7 of those mysterious children, who he calls by number instead of name. When all of them develop powers, except one, their father turns them into a group of child superheroes named the Umbrella Academy. In Season 1, which follows the Apocalypse Suite arc and incorporates elements from the Dallas arc of the comics, the siblings reunite after Sir Reginald's passing, almost 2 decades later. One of them was missing, another one was dead, and the powerless one was estranged from the family, but the threat of an imminent apocalypse brings them together again. Season 2, mostly inspired by the Dallas arc from the comics, explores the consequences of their plan to stop the apocalypse from happening. And Season 3, based on the Hotel Oblivion arc of the comics, will bring in another set of characters, a group named the Sparrow Academy. Netflix revealed the premiere date for the 3rd season of The Umbrella Academy on 19th May 2022, alongside a new trailer and poster for the season. Season 3 will premiere worldwide on 22nd June 2022. This means that all 10 episodes of the 3rd season of The Umbrella Academy will be available at 3 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, 22nd June 2022 on Netflix. Yes, a Wednesday. New seasons typically come out on Fridays, which was the case for the 1st, Feb. 15, 2019, and 2nd, 31st July 2020, seasons of the show as well, so we will need to wait and see if there is any special reason why Netflix chose this date. Winona Ryder says Stranger Things co-star is going to be like Meryl Streep. Winona Ryder has dished out some extremely high praise for her young Stranger Things co-stars, even predicting that one of them might become the next Meryl Streep. The teenage cast members of the Netflix hit were unknowns back when the first season debuted in 2016, but since then they have become international household names, going on to land roles in countless major projects between them. So even though Stranger Things is set to end after its 5th season, This is likely just the beginning of some glittering careers ahead for the actors who play 11 and her friends. That's what Ryder believes, anyway, as she told E! News. Speaking ahead of season 4 arriving next week, the Heathers icon revealed she's blown away by how the teen cast have grown as actors over the years. "I continue to be blown away by these kids," Ryder said. "I grew up in the 80s. I was their age when the show takes place. These kids are just magic." She went on to specify that she thinks Sadie Sink, who plays Max Mayfield, will go on to become a hugely celebrated actress, comparing her to multi-Oscar-nominated performers like Streep and Norwegian star Liv Ullmann. As for the whole bunch put together, Ryder noted that it's been a privilege to witness them go from adolescence to adulthood since the show began. "Sadie is like Liv Ullmann," Winona enthused. "She's going to be like Meryl Streep. They're all so talented. Just kind, good people. I'm very protective and I have mixed feelings about kids in the industry. But we really scored with these kids. It's been great watching them grow up." Ryder isn't the only one with a lot of faith in Sink's acting talents. Producer-director Sean Levy has previously teased that season 4 will be a huge one for the character of Max, with episode 4 specifically designed as a showcase for her impressive range, something Levy said the team had been wanting to give Sink since the day we met her. We will find out what's in store for Max when Stranger Things 4 premieres the first 7 of its supersized episodes on 27th May. The final feature-length to then follow on 1st July.